Hey guys, Tony Bianchino from Outrun Your Fork Personal Training here. I shared a story with Vince yesterday and he asked me to share it with you all, so here goes. It's going to take a couple of minutes, but it's really, really worth it. So I had always been a trainer, but I also worked in corporate. I was a marketing director at some major corporations. I decided to leave it 2011 and make it on my own. But I just wasn't figuring out what it took to make it on my own. I wanted to open a business, but I was really just a freelance personal trainer, working out of studios, paying them a use fee, and I just couldn't get some things right, the marketing and some other pieces. I just needed somebody to help teach me how to make a couple of small tweaks, right? I needed a coach, and I couldn't find a good coach. Paid a couple of shysters, some schmoes, some money, and good money, and they were just crap, and we just kept falling deeper into credit card debt. Now, when we started out in 2011, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash in the bank. We had millions in assets. We were fine. I lost it all. It was all gone because we needed to pay our expenses, or our mortgage, or credit card, or groceries, property taxes, utilities, the deal. So I wound up so far in credit card debt, I was crushed. I was being crushed. I was choking on it. I couldn't take it. Relationships with my family were screwed up. I was so stressed. And, my wife comes across one of Vince's ads and she's like, "Oh, you should call this guy." And I'm like, "Great, another schmo." And she goes, "No, I feel good about this one." So, okay. My wife's got good intuition. So I bought his 2 books. I gave him a call and I liked what he had to say. I liked him. Okay. So I invested the money. And again, we were broke. We were poor. We were so far in debt. It was ridiculous. But I put my faith in it and I bought his program because I knew somehow, out of desperation, I needed to succeed. So I started to learn from him. A month later, I suffered a traumatic spinal cord injury and wound up in the emergency room for emergency surgery. My whole left side was paralyzed. It took me 9 months to recover from that. It was really, really, really awful. We kept falling more and more into debt. Revenue went to like crap, and I was having a hard time working, but I worked 10 days after the surgery. It was just a shit show. Come September, I started feeling more like myself, so it took 9 months. But during that time, I kept coaching with Vince. I kept learning and screwing things up and learning and screwing things up. But I kept moving forward, and I was being built up. My confidence was restored. I felt more like me. I was empowered, and I knew somehow I'd pay off the debt. So it's from September to January, we tripled revenue, and then COVID happened. All right, well, we had plans to open a new studio, but this quarantine happened. So what we were going to do, we opened it anyway. Somehow we got the cash to open it. Don't ask me how. Somehow we figured it out. And you know what it cost to open a studio? New paint, new flooring, all new equipment. We didn't have anything. So we did that in the middle of the pandemic. And thanks to Vince, I learned enough, and we did enough to stay operational and stay above water during the pandemic. And then when we reopened in July, we were able to triple revenue again. Here's the key. Last month, I paid off 2 of those credit cards. This month, I paid off 2 more. By January, I've paid off 2 more. By December of 2021, we'll have paid off close to $1 million in credit card debt. Nearly $1 million. 29.99% interest on some of these cards. It was crushing. But you know what? I saw it start to happen. I saw it happening. 4 credit cards with 0 balances. It was amazing. I got so emotional on my way to the studio. Driving to the studio after that, I started to cry like a little kid, because I was so relieved. The stress and pressure that was on me all these years was finally really happening. So I got to say thanks to Vince for teaching us, for being a lighthouse, for being a good coach and mentor, and for being so generous with everything all the time with all of us. So the guys and the girls that are in the group, thank you for everything you've done. Vince, I want to thank you. And anybody that's on the fence, you got to jump off the fence, get involved, and coach with Vince one-on-one, get in one of his groups. Absolutely recommend the groups. You guys should do it. So I wish you guys all the success that I've had. Go forth and conquer.